Good morning, good morning, good morning to you. So, I had to do my Eggs Benedict again. I wasn't happy with the first one. But this one here, everything worked out. So I'll download that. And then I'll download our chat a little. Because when I first started my channel, I did these parts. And there's 7 parts. Parts 1 and 7, because Bro showed me how to download it faster and easier way. So I downloaded 7 parts in a day, like one right after another, right? Because I had the topics and I knew what I was going to talk about. And anyhow, what happened was a lot of people didn't get parts 2 to 6. You can tell by the views and everything. Plus, I didn't get the notification, So last night I went in there and called them chapters. Not morning chat, but chapters. And I put a little title, each one. And I'm sitting on a sofa. I'm not going to change, this is before I knew I could change the thumbnail and everything. So I'm not going to bother changing it. I'm just going to leave it. It's a mess, but I'm just going to leave it. The thumbnails. So if you go on Momma Bros, and you see me in a circle and you click on it and you go to playlists, I call folders, and diary chapters. And then there's 1, 2, because I notice a lot of people are asking me things that I already said in the chapters. So if you want to go see them, up to you. Today I did the shout out. And Bella Bailey. So, we're going to talk about favorites. Let me taste this. I could work at a restaurant doing Eggs Benedict. Anyhow, before I say that, I'm not going to do any more morning chats. What I'm going to do is cook on Saturday my 5 ingredient, and Saturday night have the Saturday night chat. Because I pretty much talked about everything, about my life and my chapters, and I already got topics for Saturday. Well, Miss Lee's, we having her. I'm not going to make mac and cheese because for her. And I already have, the next Saturday after, I got different things already from people asking me questions. So still ask me questions for the Saturday. So movies, I like movies, not TV series, but movies. I like crime documentaries, action, love, sorta, and comedy. Now, I'm on Netflix and I watch a lot of movies, but I don't even pay attention who the actors are or the name of it. But the older movies, the one that I used to have DVD for, my favorite is Cold Mountain. I love that show, that movie. I had I had the whole thing. I like Butterfly Effect. I think there were 1 and a 2. I like part 1. I can't really remember what part 2. I think it was okay, but it wasn't like part 1. The Green Book, I like that. That was a pretty good movie. Ride Along, I like comedies, some comedies, and I like that guy's acting in some shows. Don't know his name, but anyway. Blind Side, seen that like 3-4 times. I like based on true stories. I like documentaries. On YouTube, I watch a lot of reaction videos, like people listening to, especially the classics. Narrate amazed that there's no auto-tune and no, you gotta really be able to sing and play guitar. And I watch a lot of documentary shows. Now, TV series. Crime, CSI. I started watching You, the Fonda there. But I'm only still on, no, I started the other day. Usually I watch it during the week and it screws up my sleeping, and I'm not watching it until weekend. So I'm on season 2. Usually I can't put it down, but anyway. Prodigal Son, but I'm ahead of that one. Marvel, no, another channel. I was watching Frankie, well, they're Canadian, they're based like in Toronto, but Frankie Drake and Murdoch Mysteries. Peaky Blinder, I like that show. That was pretty good. I'm waiting for a new one to come out. But I watched a lot on Netflix. I should have wrote them down, you know, but anyway. For foods, well, we're talking about restaurant. I like Greek, Italian, Chinese, but if it's home cooked, depending on the year, on the season. I like anything barbecued. Anything barbecued. I just love barbecue. I like salads. Potato salad, macaroni salad, lettuce salad, Caesar salad. But in the wintertime, and just hot meals. Like stews and soups and casseroles and lasagna. Because it's so cold out there right now. Not really the temperature, but it's the wind chill. That's really, really cold. Now, sports. I grew up, I spent a lot of time with my grandmother on my mom's side, and her husband, he was a big Montreal Canadian fan for hockey. My uncle liked Boston. Every time Boston won, they had a circle driveway. Remember this, Boston would win against Montreal, drive in, honk, honk, honk. He'd look out the window. He'd open up the door, get out of here, blah, blah, blah. Then he'd take off just to rub it in, right? Anyways, my first words, because I used to sit on his knee and watch hockey, was Bellabo. Because he said it so much. Bellabo, Bellabo, Mom said. I went around, Bellabo, Bellabo. Anyway. So, then I watched hockey when, mostly with the guy that I'm with, like My first boyfriend, he said, the first time I met his father, he said, he said, I liked his father. He said, it was Monday night or whatever, I want you to come see Dad or meet Dad or whatever. And I said, okay. He said, hockey be on. Now, he knew I liked Montreal, right? He said, but don't say nothing against Montreal, because he might kick you out the door. So we're sitting on the couch, and I'm making on, I don't know nothing about hockey, right? I knew it was hockey, of course, but I said, so you like hockey? He said, Dad, yeah. Smoking a cigarette. He liked to play mean, but he wasn't mean, right? Yeah. I said, that red shirt team, I said, well, who were they? I forget who they, I think they were playing not against Boston, but I think it was like Quebec Nordiques at the time. And they were in a thing together. I remember they both got into, the whole two teams and goaltenders one time, they all got into a fight. And anyway, well, I will say, Quebec and Montreal. I said, oh, Montreal. I said, I heard that team's not very good, eh? They're very, oh, what is it? Oh, they cheat. Oh, they're cheaters or whatever. He goes, He didn't say nothing. My boyfriend's sitting next to me, sitting like this, right? So, I'm rooting for them now, but in the back of my mind, I'm not, in the back of my mind, I'm rooting for them, but, and I don't want the other team to score, for sure, but they're going to the net, and I'm watching it, and anyway, they didn't score, and I was like, oh, what's this? The other team. I know he wanted to say, get this girl out of my house. I know he wanted to say it, but anyway, he sat there all nice and calm. And then Montreal did score, and I forgot myself and stood up. He said, you poor bugger. So I stood up and I was like, yeah. We got along good after that. He said, you had my blood boiling. I was ready to throw you out. Then when we moved to St. John, and Jim's brother, he moved, and his girlfriend, and she was pregnant, and they separated. Well, anyway, his father moved in that woman there. Got no room for him. Wanted him to go Salvation Army and everything. I told Jim, no. As long as we got a couch, he's not going to no shelter, and, because he was waiting to hear about a job, and then he would get a place downtown, and what's a couple weeks? He paid his own food. Anyway, so UFC just came out, like UFC 100, but his brother would get them because they didn't come out in Canada. From a friend of a friend of a friend that went through Maine, and he would get them on, because George St. Pierre and stuff. Anyway, what happened was he used to sort of bootleg them, like to get them to watch them, right? From his friends. To be a couple of months behind, but so we watch UFC with him. And then Bro got into it, so anyway, I watch it sometimes with him, depending who it is. I like the old school, way back. Well, Jim always watched NASCAR. Big Dale Earnhardt fan number 3. We watched the NASCAR plus go to the races out in Gary. Then Dale got in that accident, and then I was a Kevin Harvick fan. He reminded me so much of Dale, not his son. Then I kept watching it, but then they started, Bristol or Martinsville, they're short track. That's what you do. You bang, and they go and put one of the drivers back of the line because he was driving too aggressively. Bristol, Martinsville. I stopped watching it after that. I like the short tracks. I like the banging. And I could see Talladega or Daytona where they're going over 200 miles an hour. You're not going to crash someone out. But we're talking Bristol. Then this other guy I started going out with, he was in the NFL, football. We used to get pro line. I really didn't have a team at the time, but I won quite often with this team, so they ended up being my favorite. Not his favorite, but my favorite. Well, he wasn't against them, but he had his own team, right? And I won quite a bit, or not quite a bit, but quite a bit of times with this team. So I'm a Packers fan. Green Bay. Hockey I don't watch so much anymore though. I don't know. It just changed. When things just change, and the rules and the now Montreal was playing the playoffs, whatever, and I'd probably watch the last game, or you know what I mean? Like, I'm still a Montreal fan. Music. Well, to go to sleep at night, I put the fireplace jazz on, jazz fireplace. Love it. Go right to sleep, listen to jazz. Jazz or blues. Now, I was brought up on country. I call country and western. Like Merle Haggard, George Jones, Willie Nelson. I like Willie Nelson. Loretta Lynn. Now and then you get into rock and country, which is Toby Keith and, little, not country and western, but I call it rock and country. Now modern country, like Chris Stapleton and, I like that. Bluegrass, I like, not the Celtic one, like that. The eastern part is more Celtic because of Canada, but the mountain music, like the bluegrass, like Ricky Skaggs, and don't mind that. Classic rock, wow, that's the best. Late 70s, early 80s. Can't beat classic rock, I'm sorry. Pop music today, I like a couple of Justin Bieber songs, like the slower one. Love Adele. I love Adele. I just love her. Look, sometimes I lay there and watch some of her concerts, full concerts. And for harmonic group, what do they call that? There's no singing, they just... Anyway, Home Free. Mannequins and Sorrows were good. Superb. Oh, sorry. But one song I always like is Brothers in Arms by Dire Straits. And man, check out Home Free. I don't know if I can say this on YouTube. Ask the radio station to play it, whatever. Check it out, iTunes, whatever. I'm just saying. Listen to Dire Straits if you don't know Brother in Arms, but then just listen to Home Free. It just shivers, shivers. So, I'm going to do the Saturday cooking, and then Saturday night chat. I have my topics for them, a few of them. So still ask questions because I'm running out of topics. So you can check out the chapters if you want. I get paid now, so if you view them, that would help me out. I did put titles in them. Go to my playlist, my folder. And I have chat, 5 ingredients, my vlogs, my chapters, my Saturday night. I organized everything. So I'm going to download now the cooking. I cooked the Eggs Benedict. And then this one. So I'll see you on Saturday night, or Saturday night. Today is Tuesday. You all have a good day. And it's cigarette time. You'll still see me on the mukbang bros whenever we do a mukbang. See you guys. All have a good day.